Hello, it's Sarah Roddice here from Fancy Funnels. Today is day 8 of the Funnel Freebie series, and today's video is all about automation tips that you probably haven't thought about. These are the tips that most people forget or just haven't learned about. I really thought I would do this video just to give you a few pointers on how to make your automations better. Now, I've been doing this for years and years. I've helped hundreds of clients, and I did pick up a thing or two over those years of really zhuzhing up an automation. And I'm not talking about the content of a automation. I'm talking about the little flourishes that you can put in them. And this is actually really helpful for other people in the sector as well and in this trade, because this really will set you apart when it comes to thinking about attention to detail in your automation. What I see quite often is in an automation that there will be a trigger. So the trigger will be like filled in form, and then the next step is send email, and then there's a delay of like a day or two, and then there's another email, then there's a delay of another day or two, then another email, and so forth until the whole nurture sequence is finished, right? There are some things you can add into the sequence and in accompanying sequences as well, like your sales sequence after someone has bought, that will really set your work apart. From the very beginning, you really need to think about your naming conventions, and this includes tags. All your work in your funnel systems, I'm talking pages, I'm talking forms, I'm talking your automations, they really need to have solid naming conventions that match up together, so that when you're working on a page and then you want to go and edit the form, you know that it matches up. And then when you go from a form to an automation, you know that you can easily find everything that matches together. I know this is a little bit of a given, but if there's one thing I could encourage you to do is to match your naming conventions across your funnels, just so things are tidy and together. The other thing I would say as well is if your system can have folders or tags to go with each thing, to tag again across the board, from your funnel to your thank you page, to your forms, to your payments, to your automations, that it all matches together, so that when you're reviewing something or you want to change something, again, very easy to find or to filter through to get to the thing you want. This is going to vary from system to system. Cartray will be totally different to Go High Level. If this means nothing to you, please just don't switch off just yet. I'm going to show you some other things as well. The other thing I want to give you a little tip for is to remove people from a sequence. Now, this isn't always possible. It should be possible in most systems, to be fair. But let's say, for example, you have a sales sequence. This is the sequence after someone has bought from you. The sequence would have in it remove from workflows. You're removing them from a nurture sequence. And the reason being, if they are in your nurture sequence and then they bought from you, you don't want to keep advertising to them. They've already bought that thing. Have the extra step in the sales sequence to remove them from the sales nurture sequence, from the freebie sequence, or from the nurture sequence, or from any sales emails about that product, because they have already bought it. And it just feels a lot nicer and cleaner that they stop receiving the emails advertising that product. The other thing I could encourage you to do is to add an internal notification. Again, a lot of the funnel systems will allow you to do it, some won't, but you should be able to insert a step inside the automation that when someone has bought, that you are notified what's been bought, by who, and well done. It's a nice little dopamine hit, to be honest, and it just notifies you. I know some of the systems, they send like a automated someone has bought, but it's nice to have a personalized one. I would also encourage you to build in future follow-ups. A lot of us, we struggle to follow up with our clients, to follow up with reviews, to get case studies, to just do a general check-in. And what you can do in your automation is to put in steps. So at the very last email that you've put in your onboarding process, you can specify a delay, let's say 3 months, 6 months, even a year, and then it sends an email to check in. It could be, hey client, it's been a year since we've worked together. How are you doing? I'd really love to get a case study from you, find out how you're getting on and what you've done since we've worked together. If you have time for a little catch up, You can book in via this link here. And this really automates that process, and it keeps it human at the same time. It's very, very nice for that. You could also have something like a review request after 3 months or so of working together. I'd really appreciate a review from you now we've worked together. You can leave a review in my Google business or in my Facebook page, things like that. It'd really be helpful. Another thing you could build in as well is a referral request. It could be, and you'll know what I'm talking about, because if you've ever signed up for insurance or anything like that, you'll receive an email after a little while to say, refer a friend and you both get 50 quid or something like that. You could do the same thing, but automated. Well, they automate it as well, but you could automate that and have it so that after so long, or even at the very beginning from the onboarding, if you recommend a friend to us, you both get 50 quid, so long as they mention your name or something like that. It's very, very handy, and it's an automated way of trying to bring new clients in. And I really think it's nice as well that you're rewarding people for recommending you as well. Really think about the client journey here, and implementing that inside your automations to kind of supercharge them and have things running on repeat for you. I will finish this video by encouraging you to, again, on the first note about naming and tag conventions, have a tag in every single automation you ever do describing what's been done. For example, it could be paid product, it could be the name of the product, it could be as simple as that. I would also encourage you to have a separate tag for the year. It could be 2026. If you ever search the tag 2026, that every single person in that tag has been a customer that year. Could be a really fast way of counting how many clients you've had that year. Really cool for that. It could be quarter 1 2026, quarter 2 2026, if you like to report on in that way. It could be courses, and then you can filter everyone who has bought a course in the year 2026, and it will help you kind of filter your contacts in that way. Really, really handy for that. Again, these are little tips that you can do to supercharge your automations. I was going to show you in my Go High Level account, but I thought these tips are for anyone in absolutely any system. You should be able to do these things to supercharge what you have. I really, really hope this was useful. Should I do another series like this with some automation tips? Let me know. I'll be happy to do that. And grab the resource below that will help you supercharge your automations, essentially, what I've just talked about, with some extra tips as well. I hope you found this useful. I hope you have a gorgeous day, and speak to you soon. Bye bye.